What up?
What is up, bro?
How you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Roly's Retro Room podcast. This is a podcast where we will literally be taking you back to those days where you were younger, your throwbacks, your retro, your nostalgia, basically anything has to do with TV, video games, movies, music, stuff, anything. 80s, 90s, maybe some 2000s. We're going to jump into that stuff.
A
Today,
tad, a tad 2000s.
yeah. This like I want to say what, like, maybe 2008, 2007 ish, around there.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that. I think so. We were still
I think
kind of young
I
then,
think things were still peak during those times.
for sure.
But I am Roly of Roly's Retro Room. This is my co-host Tony. What's
How you
up, Tony?
doing? How you doing?
How's everything going down there?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Getting ready for the wedding. It's about a month away, but hot, miserable, like always. Yeah. I think. But other than that, everything's good. Enjoying this podcast and being on it, and now I'm like coming now. Now you've given me the bug. By the way, I just want to let you know that you've given me the bug. I now am like looking at retro stuff and wanting to put you know
Yeah,
have my own little retro stuff. Though I can't have as much as you because I have to like set this up and then bring it back down every time we do the podcast. So I'm like, well, just do a few things here and there.
it's a
So
gift and a curse, my friend.
it
Because
is.
while I have a whole room dedicated to this stuff, and the funny thing is, you guys never get to see what's on the other side.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of stuff that I still can't. I don't have up, and I can't. Literally today, I went to go see Superman, and I was telling my girl, I go, I have boxes and boxes of my Superman stuff. I'm a Superman guy. Superman's my that
Right.
that's been my guy. That's one of the things we talk about. And I don't have anywhere to display my Superman stuff. I have this massive pop of Superman right here in front of my TV, but that's about it. That's the only decoration of Superman like in my room.
Out of all the entire room, you have no Superman,
No,
not even the Funko
there's
Pop.
I have just this big. It's like this big of a Superman, and all my other Superman stuff is in boxes because I didn't think I had a like space for a cabinet for him, and then I had a shit ton of posters. So my girl actually had the idea. Let's put all it because I had a bunch of DC stuff. All my DC stuff is in my gym. So we have a whole wall that's just posters of Superman. So it's like the Man of Steel posters, the Superman versus Batman posters, and I have my buddy from Best Buy had a Brandon Routh Superman Returns poster where he's
Nice,
like hovering over Earth like that, and
nice,
it's like the movie theater quality one. It has like a black border and everything. And
nice.
he's like, "Bro, I'm about to throw this thing away. I know you're a Superman guy. Do you want it?" I was like, yeah, I'll be right there."
So you got that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But yeah,
awesome.
so I was actually thinking about doing some moving around. Like I have a window here. I'm thinking I'm just gonna block that window because I don't really
Hmm.
need light in here,
Hmm.
and put like another shelf up. And uh, I was thinking just maybe some more '90s stuff, or Superman was the other one. So we'll see. And like for this occasion, when I went to go see Superman today, I wasn't gonna get anything related to the movie. I was just gonna get like nachos.
Yeah.
But then like my girl's like, "You sure you don't want it?" I was like, maybe that cup." And then of course their thing is like, "Oh, it's not just a cup. You have to get the cup. You have to get like the whole deal."
What's the whole?
So
What's the whole deal
so
exactly?
the deal is it's a soda or a soda, some liquid drink, and a popcorn.
So you have to get both.
It's like $30. So
Okay. Okay.
I got this cup with the
Nice.
little Superman on it, and then this one I like it because like it shows like the guy who plays him, which is Corn Sweat,
Yeah.
and then it animates into like the animated version of, I
Oh,
guess,
that's
the
cool.
Superman that he's, and then I
Nice.
mean the star of the movie is the
Of
dog
course,
Crypto.
I'm sure. All right, bro. Let's hear it, bro. Like you just saw it. You just came from the theaters.
Hmm.
Let's have it, bro. Let's have it. As a Superman guy, you have told me Man of Steel was like it was amazing for you, and you were a little
I
disappointed. You told me that you were disappointed that they were going this route. I want to know right now, to everybody that's listening, what is it? How was it? Let's have it.
All right. So context. So before I went to go watch this movie, the last few weeks I've been trying so hard not to see anything about it. I've been trying just to avoid stuff because the problem that I'm having that I had before watching the movie was there was hella Snyder hate coming,
Of course.
and there's so much James Gunn glazing. Oh my god! Like, and I follow a bunch of comic book
Right.
and superhero pages and stuff like that. And there's this one guy who I really respect his opinion about movies and comic books, and he was just like he's on like he has to be on the payroll. Like the way he's been like glazing and just talking about this movie is like, dude,
Okay.
you haven't seen this movie. How are you so like I like he's on the payroll. Basically everything that he's been saying is just like he's like, oh, we gotta get over the Snyder thing, which yeah, I agree. Like
Right.
it's its own thing, but the way this guy was like talking about it and hyping it, it's just like yo, like and every day he had a video to the point where I just like I had to mute him on my um feed
Mm.
because I'm like, dude, just shut the fuck up already. Like, shut up. Wait for the fucking
Right.
movie to come out.
Right.
Anyways, so me being a Superman guy, I love Henry Cavill. I loved Man of Steel. After Man of Steel, I think there it was
We
he
all know what happened.
they didn't do anything with it.
Right.
Batman versus Superman, a title character in a movie had
Mm.
about 43 lines. Superman,
Yeah.
so it's just sucks what happened to that situation. But with that part, I go to watch this. I literally told my buddy Henderson before I went to today to watch the movie. I sent him a long ass message because he and I go back and forth about this stuff. He's the friend I told you about that. He's basically my Ghostbuster and DC. Like we
Right.
talk about the same things.
Right.
So I told him like, look, the way I see it, I'm going into this as a Superman fan. I'm getting a new Superman. I'm getting new Superman content. I'm getting a new movie. The guy, he looks. I mean, granted, he looks like Henry Cavill, but like he looks like a Superman. He looks like based on what I saw in the commercials, like it looked good.
Yeah.
I understand that Snyder's vision was darker, which DC is known for being the darker of the two comic book
During the time.
worlds,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I go in and I watch the movie. The movie starts off like you're in it, like stuff is happening already, and
Yeah.
that's a good way to start a movie. Though I'm no spoilers. The one thing I will say is they don't try to retell the same thing. Like, you know, Spider-Man, you have to see Uncle Ben die like
Right.
30
Yeah.
times. We don't need to see that story.
We all
Batman,
know this story,
Batman, we
essentially.
don't have to see his parents get killed in the alley. So James Gunn was like, you all know the story. This thing takes place. He's Superman already. He's been
Right.
Superman. You don't have to see this whole stuff. All right, cool with
Right.
that.
Right.
It looks great. Like looks the visuals. It looks really good.
The graphics,
Very
CGI
well
was
done.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crypto is just excellent. It's an all CGI dog. There's no real dog.
Right. I
So
heard about
basically,
that.
what they did was they just took like imaging of his dog, James Gunn's dog, and just changed him to be white to fit
Okay.
for Crypto. Which, if you see, like, you'll see a picture of my dog, my actual dog Riku. Riku looks exactly like freaking Crypto. So, but the movie, to be honest with you, I need to give it another watch. Excuse me, because I can't digest a movie because the hype does get to you when you watch a movie and you're excited to watch it. I'm excited, like despite what I've said to a bunch of friends and stuff like that, I was excited because it's a new Superman movie.
Right.
So I was excited to see what they were gonna do with it. Does it feel like there's a lot of characters?
Okay.
Yeah, because you got your Superman core characters, but there is a lot of other stuff going on, other people that are in it. I'm not giving anything away. You see it; it's in the
Yeah.
trailers. But I really enjoy. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It is on the lighter side. It is positive. My girlfriend was crying a bunch of times.
Mm.
Like there's, she, I looked over. I was like, "Yo, are you good?" And there was stuff happening on the screen, but and then she loved it. She was just over the moon with the movie. Like, she thought she's like, "That's
Nice.
the best movie I've seen this year."
I got.
Mind you, we
I
saw
get it,
Lilo and Stitch.
and I'm sure she was crying with that.
That one part at the end
Yeah.
of Lilo and Stitch.
I figured. Yeah. No, for sure. No. I can imagine. My fiance. She's a Kryptonian, so I'm marrying a Kryptonian. So yeah, it's we're gonna go see it this weekend, and we're gonna see how it's gonna be. So if she cried, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be. And James Gunn knows how to get you. I mean, he gets you He gets you really good with those type of moments, especially those Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Those special moments, you're just like, mm,
Yeah,
I could
and
cry.
he James Gunn definitely has a soft spot for animals, as like you saw Guardians 3 and what that
Yes,
was all about, and
yes,
you know, cryptos and crypto, that that was a genius move on his part
for
to
sure.
include Superman's dog. But yeah, the long and the short of it is, I really enjoyed it. I don't feel
Good.
I could give a 100% accurate like opinion on it, to be honest with you, because I'm still getting over like, being excited seeing a Superman movie,
Right.
and I have to watch it again. I have to go in with, all right, I know what I saw already. I already digested the excitement viewing.
Okay.
Now is my, okay, let me actually break it down.
And critique it and see what you can what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, stuff like that.
Right, right. I mean, and granted, I'm trying to like when we left the theater, we were talking like, oh, what did you like? What didn't you like about it? And I mean, I was nitpicking. I was like trying to find stuff that I didn't like. There's some things here and there, and I won't say now because I don't want anybody to, I don't want to ruin anything in case somebody doesn't see it after they see this or hear this.
Right.
But it's nitpicking. Like like it's literally you. I'm trying to find something to just to add because it's not a perfect movie. In no shape or form is it a perfect movie, but
Okay.
definitely very good movie, enjoyable. Like it's, if you go in wanting to watch a Superman movie and you are an anti Snyder verse person and you didn't care for the darkness and stuff like that, and you're thinking the Chris Reeves type of stuff, like very airy and
Yeah.
happy and bright, and with today's modern take on stuff, yeah, you'll fit right in, you'll love it. Yeah, I thought it was great. I think I really enjoyed it.
I gotta ask this because people are talking. I mean, I've been reading reviews,
Mm.
and they're saying that crypto steals the show, and I'm not giving anything away. Crypto steals the show, but also Nathan Fillion steals the show as Guy Gardner.
Anything Nathan Fillion's in, he's gonna
He's
pull
gonna
your
he's,
attention.
he's gonna dominate, right?
And
He's
I
gonna
feel like
dominate.
James Gunn knows how to write for Nathan Fillion.
Of course, of course.
I will say one thing, and I'll leave you with it with that. After I won't say anything else. Looks wise, the gentleman that's playing Lex Luthor, I could see the look, him
Okay,
having the look,
right.
the presence to me wasn't there. The
You talking about
Lex,
Nicholas Holt?
yes, the presence of Lex, like, and again, I'm nitpicking. His voice is a little like soft and high, and I'm used to like Lex from like the Superman cartoon,
Right,
with
right.
Clancy Brown and stuff like that. And I get it. There's no way anybody's gonna talk like Clancy Brown, but
No, no,
like
of course not.
that again, I'm nitpicking. But I would say that the Lex that kind of like wasn't like, I was like, every time he was talking, he was being brave, and he was, or not brave, he was being like bold or like being cocky or anything like that. It just felt small. It felt smaller than what it should have been. Like, I feel Lex is a big guy. His talk, his demeanor, his voice is everything. And you can have an actor that looks like Lex, but if you don't have that attitude and that voice, I feel, and I know it's dumb, but
Yeah,
that Lex voice, or a deep presence voice, and you talk with like education and you talk like very proper and stuff like that, because that's what he
right.
was. That's the only thing I have to nitpick about, to be honest with you. My favorite Lex, if I have to pick a Lex, Gene Hackman was good because that was my
He
first
was great.
version of Lex, and I love Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville. I
Of
thought
course,
that was
he
to me,
had the
that's
epitome. Yeah,
that to me, that's like, that was Lex. That's Lex. Whenever I think of Lex, I always go to
yeah,
Michael Rosenbaum.
yeah. And here's the thing. I want to go back to this Snyderverse. Jesse Eisenberg. Now, him as Lex in the beginning with Batman vs Superman, I didn't buy it. I'm like, I don't know, I can't buy this. I don't know what it is. It wasn't until I believe a post-credit scene where he was meeting with Deathstroke, and I'm like, okay, this is the Lex I know. Like, it was almost like, okay, Snyder was kind of molding him into this of the Lex we knew. You know, he
Hmm.
had this yacht. He was very powerful. He's like, why don't we do something about that? Like I'm like, if only what would happen if only we continued with this universe, how well he would have molded into it, you know?
Yeah,
And
and not to mention, they got this guy that they got to play Deathstroke is
oh
just
my,
badass, and that would have been
what
awesome
a
to see
that would have been
him
great
against Ben Affleck's Batman.
for sure. Oh my god. Oh, one can
But
dream. Maybe in
moving
another,
on, moving
yeah,
on. Yeah,
moving on in another
let's not be
universe.
those what do they call
We're
it, the
not going to be.
Snyder
I'm
writers.
glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad that it lived up to the hype as you were watching it. So, and of course, we're in the summer blockbuster. You got
Yeah,
to see last week. You got to see Jurassic, and what is this Jurassic what
Rebirth.
rebirth.
Yeah. So
Tell me about it.
for those people who don't know when it comes to movies, I need to watch the movie before it comes out. I need to
Right,
watch it either the first day it's available to the public. If I can get into one of those sneak preview like things, I have to watch it because one, I do not want anybody to ruin it for me. And like you could literally go onto any social media right now, open your social media, and all of a sudden, oh, there's a spoiler without even
right,
trying to find one. So I
right.
don't want that to happen to me ever. So I'm always there to watch it on preview nights or anything like that. So when it came to Jurassic World, something that's not known about me to a lot of people, because I don't really talk about it, but Jurassic Park is huge to me. I think Jurassic Park is like one of the best franchises ever. Does it have hits and
It is.
misses? Absolutely, it does. But Jurassic Park to me is just like it's just mind blowing because I still remember the impact that that first movie had on me, and I was hooked ever since, and I've never gotten out of it.
That
So
makes sense. I mean, I think a lot of '90s kids our age and a lot of millennials, especially older millennials, when you went to go see that first Jurassic Park in theaters, you know, our parents took us. It was something that I've never ever experienced, and I'm sure you felt that way. You're just like, this is the greatest thing ever. I mean, I'm seeing a dinosaur, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, you were enamored. You were just like glued to that screen and watching that Tyrannosaurus Rex, just like this is incredible. It
yeah,
really is.
so yeah, so Jurassic Park Rebirth. It's been out for a week now. Excuse me.
Tell me about it.
And the if I could give you a picture, give you something to like kind of like frame it. We talked about the first three Jurassic Parks, and we're gonna talk about them going now
Yeah,
going forward in the episode. But
you're talking about
it's
Jurassic
very
Park, Lost World, and three, right? I
right.
guess it was just Jurassic Park three. Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of Jurassic Park 3 with
Okay.
Alan. And yeah, with
Alan.
the one the one with the raptor that and he's dreaming he's like, Alan.
Alan.
So
I'll,
stupid.
I'll never forget that scene as long as I live. He's like,
I remember when I told you, you're like, wait, you mean it's like the one that has the Alan? And I was like, how is that the reference point for that movie?
that is the reference point for that movie. It always is. As soon as someone says Jurassic Park 3 to me, I'll be like, Alan.
But yeah, it has that feel. Now, I will say this, it doesn't have any of elements or feel like anything has to do with the Chris Pratt ones. Nothing about Jurassic World or the
Okay.
park or those parks or anything like that. This one they went kind of back to the like the horror element of it. You know,
Okay.
there's suspense, it's building up, stuff is going on, dinosaurs are being gruesome. Like this one had like there's some gruesome stuff in it.
Oh, really?
And I mean you could take away from the trailers, they're basically like mutated dinosaurs. So they don't really
Okay.
look like the dinosaurs from before that we're used to. There are some OGs, but
Right.
this is more of them going for like trying to avoid and get some samples from some other dinosaurs.
Got
But
it.
with that being said, that one was an okay movie. If you're a fan of the franchise, you'll enjoy it because there are callbacks and it's just you're back in the world of Jurassic Park. The only thing I find funny is every Jurassic Park is like, oh yeah, they had these dinosaurs on this island. It's like, how many islands are there? Like every movie we find out about a new island, and I'm just
Right.
like, you're gonna run out of islands, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. the funny thing I did find is that I didn't know this. The Netflix animated series are
Mhm.
also tied into
Oh yeah,
the
Camp
movies.
Creatures and stuff like that. Yeah, my
I didn't
my
know that.
daughter watches them religiously.
And I didn't
Like,
know that. I mean, they're not graphic, but like people die and get
oh
eaten up
yeah,
on those shows.
yeah,
Obviously, they cut away and
yeah,
it's left to the imagination. And you hear the chomping and stuff like that.
right,
But I didn't think that that stuff was on the level of like, oh snap, this is actually like related to the movie and stuff like that. Well, that was pretty cool.
for sure.
So, but yeah, Jurassic Park Rebirth or Jurassic World Rebirth. I would say if we're gonna go with like a 5-star rating system,
Okay,
I'd give Jurassic Park Rebirth 3.
okay,
And I'm biased because I like Jurassic Park. Um, Superman, I'll tell you, like Superman gets a 4.5, 4.5. I'll give it that.
okay. All right. Next week we got Fantastic Four, so we'll see how that's gonna be.
And then we got Fantastic Four.
I'm hearing
So
rumors. I'm hearing rumors. It's not good. They're not
we'll
good.
see.
We will
But
see.
I already did hear that from other people. I can't say the year's not over yet, but I've heard from people in my circle. I've heard from people outside of my circle that Superman's probably gonna be the best movie of the year. At least blockbuster type movies. You know, you're gonna
Okay.
have your artsy movies
Right,
that
right,
are
right.
gonna
But then
win
you got Mission
stuff.
Impossible and stuff, which was pretty good. It
Yeah,
was, you know, probably
Mission
maybe
Impossible
those
is
two.
definitely a good. Now that's like again blockbuster because we could go on here and say Superman's gonna be the best movie of the year or Mission Impossible. These are things to us, but then to critic people or people that are very film noir and stuff like that,
Right.
they're gonna say some artsy fartsy movie that takes place with like a real person. Those are the movies that you have to consider to be the movie of the year,
Sure.
not a superhero or
That's
Mission
Oscar stuff.
Impossible.
Yeah, that's Oscar stuff. I'm talking about blockbuster. It would be Superman will probably be
Right
the best
now, I would
blockbuster.
tell you, Superman, Mission Impossible, Lilo and Stitch, and then I guess uh,
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park.
Park.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. We'll see. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to see Superman this weekend, and I'll let you know. So I'm dying to see it, and yeah. So good, good, good. What do you think about like so when you go back to the Jurassic Park series? Like, what stands out in your mind? When you're as a kid, and
so Jurassic Park was so huge upon its
okay.
initial release.
Hmm.
I always say it whenever I hear the music. I think I said it in one of our other podcasts. Every time I hear the John Williams score,
Yeah.
I immediately go back to the first commercial I saw on TV.
Right.
Where, if I remember correctly, the commercial is just it's like a promo, like if you're actually going to the park, and it shows like them the first time Alan shows up with the Jeep, and they're walking by and they see the dinosaurs for the first time, and then you kind of just see the Jeeps just moving up, and then you just hear that music, and then the logo just comes out, and I'm just like, bro, this thing's gonna be pretty intense.
Pretty
I
epic,
go
and
to
it
I,
was.
I go to watch this movie, the first one. Go to watch Jurassic Park for the first time, and like I was in awe. Like I feel like '90s kids, we were really into dinosaurs. I feel like dinosaurs were like it was just a
It was
thing
a
that we're
thing.
just
It
and
was.
like in school we were talking about dinosaurs. I think like right before I had gone like on a field trip and we saw like some stuff in a museum of dinosaurs. Dinosaur was heavy for us.
It was.
I go to watch this movie, and I'm just like this. Like I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I was like literally like on the edge of the seat, and I'll sit back, and then I'll just like get up again. I'm just like, bro, this is nuts. The first time you see the one that spits in
Oh, the
Newman's eyes,
Dilophosaurus. The Dilophosaurus.
bro,
Yeah.
yeah, man, that thing is like when I saw that when like it's just running around and he's like, oh, stick, stupid, stick. I'm just like, oh, like I'm like, oh, that's like not a dangerous dinosaur. Cool, like it's not gonna do anything to him,
Yeah.
bro. Not that I was scared, but like like you jump when that thing opens up. It was so loud,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, what the hell? And it goes from behind, and you see the fear. Like that was like a very good scene for
It
him.
was. It
The
was.
fear in his eyes, and that thing spit at him again. I was
Oh
like,
my
oh
god.
snap, this is not a stupid dinosaur. And bro, he just ripped into him.
Of
Funny
course.
enough, my girlfriend, I got her the book so we could compare notes of the book and the movie. And she told me that that scene in the book is so much more gruesome. Like it's like it rips his intestines
Really.
out. It's
Oof.
crazy. That book, I highly recommend
Reading the
reading the
book.
book. And they
Nice.
actually incorporated something from that book into the new movie because
Oh.
it's a fan favorite of anybody that's read the book, and they actually put it in the new movie. I won't
It's
ruin it
funny.
for you,
It's
but
funny enough. I don't know if you want me to spoil this for you, but they I watch stuff like experts rating movies and how real it is or whatever, and they had a paleontologist rate the Jurassic Park, and they're saying for the most part it's a great. The first one is a great movie. The only problem he had was with the Dilophosaurus because there was no evidence that the Dilophosaurus one ever spit venom.
mhm.
Two, had the little thing that flared out. There was a Dilophosaurus, but we can't find evidence on based on bones and stuff we've had that it ever did that. And I'm like, but it was cool for the movie. And
Oh, absolutely.
someone like Steven Spielberg was like the best person to direct that movie. I don't think there could have been anybody else. Like I invented the blockbuster, and who are you gonna get? Director Steven Spielberg, bro,
Yeah,
hands down.
absolutely. I mean,
Hands down.
there's a lot of in the early ones inaccuracies with the look of dinosaurs. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it was recent, but like, I mean, it was said that they had feathers. Like the
Yeah.
raptors were more bird-like than they were lizards.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
if you're going with how they're using science, they're making up the gene code with frogs and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Exactly.
that first movie, that first movie when that thing launched, killed the box office, destroyed the box
Destroyed the box
office.
office. Yeah.
Now, what comes with any movie from the 90s? The merchandise.
Oh my God. We already
You
talked about the
had
watches. Yes.
toys. Bro, well, the BK watches were with Lost World, the
Yeah.
second one.
Oh, so they didn't have the yeah. But the
No. So
toys.
you had the toys where basically like you could buy dinosaurs and like they had like little parts that would like come out. Like
Hmm.
like if another dinosaur bit it or something like that. The Jeeps, the video games, bro. Let me tell you about that Sega Genesis video game.
That was one of the hardest games
I
ever.
rented that bad boy, and I believe, if I remember correctly, you could play as Alan or the Raptor. Do you remember that?
I do. I do. Like you could switch them up. Yeah, for sure.
Right. And now it's a side-scrolling platformer, but like you're running around, there's dinosaurs coming at you. You have to go picking up like tranquilizer guns.
Yeah.
That game was hard, bro. That game was hard.
God.
And I remember just the startup of it. It's like the Sega logo, and then the dinosaur just just comes
Yep.
on it, and I was like, dude. And then like I literally am in my grandmother's house in the second room in that house playing that game. Like I'm thinking about it right now. It's just so crazy how that thing takes me back. Sega Genesis. Something I will say, I think there is a Super Nintendo version of it,
Yeah.
and it's from what I've been told, it's not as good. And as we've found out even yesterday when I was testing something out between you and I, we were talking
Yes.
about Mortal Kombat. I think Sega Genesis versions of games were probably the premier versions. The
Hands down.
yeah. So
Hands down. For sure.
That Jurassic Park game, I'm gonna look to see if I can find the first one for the Super Nintendo just to give it a whirl. But absolutely, that Jurassic Park game was ridiculous. You're jumping up and down, climbing stuff. The little green ones that attack that girl in part two, they're just coming at you at all times.
Yeah.
When you fight the raptor, you have to escape the T Rex thing and climb down that canvas thing that they had there, and you escape. I beat it. Like I rented it, I think like three times from Blockbuster, and I beat it on the third time.
That is.
But
I remember that game was so hard, and it was again. It was one of those games that if you died, you
oh,
lost,
you
and
had
it
to
starts over.
you had to conserve. If I'm not mistaken, so you're going through the levels picking up these tranquilizer darts.
Right.
So you have to like you can't just keep like going and shooting. You don't have unlimited ammo. You have to go through the game pick like almost like it's a survival game. Essentially, the movie is a survival movie.
Pretty much. Pretty
So the
much for sure.
game really got a good like look on that. And yeah, you gotta conserve your darts and stuff like that because, dude, you get to a part. I remember getting to a part with no darts, and there's like two raptors, there's two dinosaurs, and I was like, I can't get past them, and you literally have to start the whole level over. No save point, no checkpoint. You're
That's
all
it.
right. You got here. You don't have the weapons. Guess what? I think you would get like grenades too and stuff like that if I remember
Yeah, yeah, I
correctly.
remember that. I remember the grenades. Yeah, but you died. That's it. You're starting over. I mean, and it was all those Sega games. It was Jurassic Park. It was Lion King. It was Aladdin. You died. You started over.
Yeah.
you know, and it's funny. You see on social media where their parents are showing their kids, and then I saw one who's like, "Oh, I died. I have to start all over. Are
hmm
you kidding me?" He's like, "Yep."
Well, some of these streamers, they're these kids, they're going and they're streaming and they're going to retro consoles, and like they're like, oh, all right, I'll start from my save point. Motherfucker, there is no save point.
There is no
You
save
died.
point.
You're going to level one. You
That's
start,
it.
and then and they're like, what? Why is it starting all over? Why am I getting the beginning screen? I gotta do this again. Oh, this is bull. And I'm just like, yeah, bro. No memory card, no save point. You die, you die. Where you have to go building up your levels. Like you have to
Yep.
collect all the coins, collect all this stuff to maybe get extra lives. But nah,
But
that
that's
it.
it. That's
Yeah,
it. You died. You died. It starts over.
but
No,
yeah.
that's it.
But Jurassic Park one, dude, that one, that movie was just the impact that had on every kid, even adults, when that movie came out. I remember that VHS. I wanted it so bad when I was like, "Oh, when this movie comes out on VHS, I need it." And I mean, I got it, but
There you go.
it's a new one.
That's a new
Funny
one.
enough, I have all three of them on VHS because
Nice.
it's that franchise.
It's
It's
such an
just
iconic
it's so
franchise.
crazy. Like it's so great, and I get it. There's a bunch of like not not great movies in it. So for instance, all right,
Hmm.
so that was part one, right? We talked about part one. Let's talk about part two.
Okay.
Part
Lost
two,
World.
Lost World.
Okay.
Alan's not in it.
Yeah.
It's more about Ian Malcolm, and he ends up like going back to the island to save his girlfriend because bro, I'm losing all the names. The owner of the place
Yes.
tricked his girlfriend to go into the island,
Right.
and he's like, oh, okay, well, the only way I can get Malcolm there is if I give him a reason to go over there.
Yes.
This wasn't a bad movie. Like I saw it, I enjoyed
I
it.
thought it was pretty good.
They had I know what the goal of the movie was to bring dinosaurs to the real world. To bring dinosaurs.
I
That was the
remember that.
whole thing. Like the buildup
That was
was
the fear of it. Yes.
the whole like they were building the third act was to bring the dinosaurs to a city and have dinosaurs just fucking shit up. That was the goal of that movie was.
For sure.
But the build up for all that I thought was entertaining. They're going through the jungle. I thought that was pretty cool. His daughter's there. She's a gymnast. Okay, I'll take that. She does a little gymnast thing to kick a raptor. That's what we call Miami. It's a little paquete, but I'll take it. Vince Vaughn is in it. Funny enough,
Oh
I
yeah, I forgot
that
he
was
was he
that
the
was before
photographer?
Vince Vaughn was Vince Vaughn. Yeah, he was you. He was
Yeah.
literally you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so yeah, it was pretty good. And they were like they had like what was it they had in the trailer? Was it a raptor or
So
a
they
baby
a baby
triceratops or
T
something?
Rex
That's what it was. It was a
that had a
baby T
broken
Rex.
leg, and
Yes.
his girlfriend, Ian Malcolm's girlfriend, is like like she wants to save all the animals. She's very
Yeah.
positive and stuff like
Julianne
that. So
Moore, I believe, what
yeah, she
played
was
her.
the actress that played her.
Yeah.
So she gets the dinosaur, ties its mouth closed to keep it from screaming, so they could go and fix its leg. The look on Jeff Goldblum's face of his character, Vietnam, when he comes in, he's like, "Why the fuck would you bring one a dinosaur here? Two, the baby of the most dangerous predator on the island." And she's heard different. Oh, we couldn't leave him out there. Like he was injured, this and that. And these people, the other team that was there to like collect dinosaurs.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're gonna do stuff with him. It's like, dude, I in that moment, like I know what he felt. Like, I was like, it's like,
For sure.
this is my chick. I love her to death and all, but like, you dumbass. We didn't need this. Like, you did not need to do this. Like,
I think he had a
your
classic
survival
one
skills
liner.
your survival skills are at 0 right now. Where we're
You're,
and look
you're
at where
done.
we're at.
You're done. You're done. You're done. I think he had a classic one liner in there too. He's like, "Mama's angry" or something. Something.
Yeah. Mama's angry.
I'll never forget
And
Jeff
then
Goldblum.
yeah, they're in that big truck that has like the extended like cab or whatever.
Yeah.
They put the dinosaur outside. They put the baby T Rex outside. I guess the big T Rex takes it. They're like, all right, they're gone. Cool. Nothing happened. That's
Okay.
that's the worst. Cool. Of course. I guess they go. They drop off the T Rex, little baby T Rex, come back, and then there's one of the suspenseful scenes where they're knocking the thing over. The
Yep.
guy ties the Jeep to the trailer, tries to keep pulling it. It's in mud. Every suspenseful thing that could happen. They're holding on to the thing. They're trying to climb it while it's in suspension. The glass starts to, she falls onto the glass, and
Yes.
every time she goes to apply weight or any pressure, it starts to crack little
It's
by
like
little.
falling off a cliff or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. And then the guy's trying to pull that whole ass thing with a fucking one Jeep and a pulley. And it's just like, okay, the suspense is building up. They're climbing through it. It has its moments. It's not the best Jurassic Park. Obviously, there's a lot of expectation when you had this massive hit number one come out.
Hmm.
You got probably one of the more popular characters or maybe actors at the time to be in it. You got Jeff Goldblum, and yeah, it's not a perfect movie, but it was entertaining me at the most part.
It was decent.
I don't did that one have a video game?
I can't remember. It
I
probably
don't
did.
I don't remember if it did. We'll put something up if it did.
If it
But
did, yeah. Yeah, I
the
don't.
only
I can't
thing that I
remember.
remember being attached merch wise was a lot of clothes. Funny enough, there's a lot of like merchandise for T-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the watches,
Yeah.
those
We talked about the watches. Yeah,
Burger
for
King
sure.
watches were fucking king,
Yep.
no pun intended. And then it was basically like the same toy line. I think they
Yeah.
had like black Jeeps this time around.
Yeah.
They had like different dinosaurs, and I'm trying to think what else was there. But yeah, that's all I can remember from the Lost World. And then the last one, or the third one of the original series,
And
Jurassic
didn't
Park
have a
3.
special name like the Lost World. It was just Jurassic Park 3, from
I
what I
think so.
remember.
Yeah, I think it was just Jurassic Park 3.
That's what I thought.
That one they bring Alan back,
Yeah. And they tricked
and
him.
right,
Someone's
and,
getting
and
tricked
they
again.
they wanted the fans like were like really just like, yo, if you make another one, like you gotta bring our boy back. Like you get
Yeah.
he was like, I guess we were like, I don't want to say. I feel like Malcolm represented our POV in part one, but a lot of people felt that it was Alan, and we're
Yeah.
seeing it through Alan.
Right.
So for the third one, everyone's just like, "Yo, you need to bring back Alan. Like, you need to bring him back. Bring back the lady who he was dating in the first one, which she's not. They're not together in the second one.
Yeah.
And bro, when they announced that thing, I was in high school already. It was like what 1999, I think. I think that's
Yeah.
when that one came out, 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
Super excited, super excited. I went to go watch this thing in the theaters with the girl that I was dating at the time, and bro, that I was hyped. I really liked it. I don't know why people hate that one so much. They don't like it. I get it. It has the infamous Alan
Alan. That's why
scene.
that the one
No
scene
man,
is tied to this whole movie.
dude, that movie. It's so. I don't know. I don't know why. I know maybe people are think I'm like dumb for thinking this, but that movie is awesome. Like the I get it. He gets tricked by these people because they tell him that they're millionaires and they'll give him money for his like digs and stuff like that. And then they go out there and it's just like, yeah, no, I don't have millions of dollars. And we tricked you because our son is here and we think he's alive.
Yeah.
And then that has this, it has like so it has so many classic scenes to me. So that cell phone part was awesome. So the T Rex is just running around,
Yep.
and it's like, oh, the satellite phone, where is it? And you just see that it's just there, just like coming out. It's like, oh, didn't this guy have it? Oh,
Yeah.
this guy is in the dinosaur.
And then dinosaur.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. It was creative.
Of
Like
course.
maybe I'm just I like stupid things, but I thought that was great. It was a little bit more horror filled than the second one because there's a lot of elements where there's like mist and like when the birds coming out, the pterodactyls or whatever they
Yeah.
were coming out. When this guy, the his apprentice, like did that whole parachuting thing, that was dope. There's always some stupid move that has to be done. In Jurassic Park Lost World, they did the girl takes the baby T Rex.
Yeah.
In this one, his apprentice takes the freaking raptor eggs. Like, all right, what's like that's the setup. That's
Yeah.
the blueprint, if you will.
Exactly. The blueprint of Jurassic, for sure.
And then in this one, he replicated the throat nodule or whatever that
Okay.
replicates the raptor voice. So
Oh.
essentially, when they're surrounded by the raptors, he gets like the little. It's like a recorder, if you will,
Okay.
but it's the raptor's voice, and he just blows in it, and it's like he's communicating with them. Whatever that part, I'll give you. Probably not well thought out. You know, he could literally be saying the most offensive thing to them, just blowing into that thing, like yeah, your mother. But it is what it
Oh
is,
my
man.
god! You
Again,
can imagine your mother.
I like these movies. I never said they were perfect movies.
They're good. They're part of our
So,
childhood. They're part of the '90s and
but
childhood for us, for
part
sure.
one, part three, and part two to me of the original three.
I agree
Now,
with
you flip it, you go into, years pass, and it wasn't a reboot, it was a continuation.
you. Yeah.
And they do Jurassic World. Here I am again. This is what, 2015, I think?
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm an adult already. I
Yeah.
have my son, I think at this point is 8, maybe 9, 8.
Mm.
I want to say 8. And he gets excited about it. I'm like, yo, I love Jurassic Park. We had watched the original ones a bunch of times. So we went to go watch this thing with a group of friends of mine that first night that it came out. That movie, it's literally, it's kind of like the first one, perfect of its own. It's the first one. The adventure. What I like about it is it went back to the park. This was an actual functioning park. Remember the first
Yeah.
one? It was like a pre.
Demo, like a demo.
Yeah, like this is the before we open it, we want to make sure it works, how things go, and show it
Yeah.
off, blah blah blah. This park has been open for a while now. In Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World, the park's been open for a while now, and it's been successful. They have everything, all the things are checked, security things are measured, everything's good to go. Chris Pratt's in it. That was dope to see because I was, huge into Parks and Rec and
Guardians and
Gardens of the
stuff. Yeah.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
So I was on board. I'm like, all right, let's go. Movie's awesome.
Amazing movie.
New dinosaurs. The scale feels bigger. It looks great. That new dinosaur that they build was awesome in it. The only thing that I felt was a reach, granted, I understand the whole movie is a reach,
Yeah.
was at the end when I want to say when he at the end they're being chased by that dinosaur or whatever,
Yeah.
or was it the raptors? No, it was the raptors. The raptors were
Yeah.
chasing them,
Yeah.
and then she goes into the T Rex paddock, busts open a flare. I get
Yeah.
it, paying homage,
And high heels.
and high heels, and runs back. Two things wrong with this to me. One, you're trying to control or set up the T Rex to do your bidding. It's not going to do that.
Yeah.
That's not how that thing functions. One, I know I'm being scientific here, or my version of scientific because I'm not smart. Two, the high heel running thing. I get it. Some people see it as an iconic scene. Cool. Not very realistic. Anybody else would have taken those shoes off and just been,
Yeah. Pata
running
sucia,
either
running.
barefoot. Right, exactly. That is my only gripe with the first one. All the other stuff, the way they had that big whale one come up
Oh,
and
that was
get
great.
that was awesome. The when they're in that rolling sphere thing, that
That was cool.
seems dope.
It bring it back to the original. Remember when the T Rex went through the glass in the first one? That's what it
Mhm.
reminded me of.
Yeah, and the kids like he's like, oh, there's 5 dinosaurs. He's like, no. He's like, I thought you're supposed to be smart. There's 4. He goes, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. and then 5, and he's pointing at the like in the reflection, and it's
Yeah,
behind him. And I'm like, oh snap, that part was dope. That part
yeah,
was definitely dope. But man, that movie. Then after that, to be honest with you, that second wave of Jurassic Park movies, they just didn't hit. They didn't land.
yeah,
They had all the money. They had all the stuff. I don't know what they were thinking.
yeah. I don't know.
Was the second one was when they go back to the island to recoup some of the dinosaurs because the volcano's gonna go off.
I can't remember if that
Good.
was the third one of that franchise or the
No, the third
second.
one is when they're already inhabiting our the world. Because
Oh,
remember,
okay.
they brought a bunch of dinosaurs to the mainland. To then the
Yeah,
guy was gonna like auction them off in a private like rich guy sale.
right.
And then the girl that they cloned, Maisie,
Mm,
wanted to set them all free, and she did. And then that's when dinosaurs roamed our world. And then Jeff Goldblum ends when he goes, "Oh, we have just now entered Jurassic World," and then it
hmm.
ends there. Now, they had a very good opportunity to close the trilogy with a sick banger of a movie, which would have been real dinosaurs in the real world and how like we're like trying to either get them to go somewhere else, move them, I don't know, extinct them, whatever the case may be. No. What they did was Engine, I believe it was Engine,
Mm.
they made these locusts. You
Okay.
remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they made these locusts, and these locusts were eating all the crops and all the animals of like a competing farm.
Okay. Yeah.
So only that their farms can be successful or whatever.
Mm.
And it's just like I'm watching this, and here's the crazy thing: they brought back all legacy characters. They brought back everyone.
They did. I
So
think
it
they brought back
was
Alan and everybody. Yeah, I remember
everyone,
that.
and it was such a waste of bringing those characters back because the movie was just like not great. You have the new crew and then
Hmm.
the old crew, and then they get together, and this is supposed to be such an iconic thing. And man, that movie just fell so flat on its face. It was just I'm there again. I appreciate the visuals. I appreciate the story, like stuff like that. Like, it's at the end of the day, so much work goes into making these movies. I appreciate everyone that's involved in the movie making like
Yeah.
business, but it felt just like sloppy, dumb writing. Like it's like, yo, this you guys had you had us an awesome setup,
Right.
dinosaurs in the real world, and you just locusts, genetically altered locusts.
And that's how they ended it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Now that now they're milking it for as much as they can. I think with this
yeah,
new rebirth and stuff like that. So I get it. I get it. That's their baby. It's all over the parks and stuff like that. So I get it. I get it. So well, I'm glad you got to see it. That was awesome. It was pretty good. Yeah, I can't wait to go see it myself. So yeah, but on another note, I think going back to the video games, yeah, that video game
that first
pretty
Jurassic Park video game was awesome,
was
absolute
amazing.
banger.
It was. It really
But
is, and it goes back to our Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, and I just have to ask you, you were Genesis, right?
I was a Sega Genesis guy.
So was I, for sure. And
But, so it's funny because that controversy or that battle of consoles was definitely very prominent. I feel though the battle that was even bigger than
yeah,
Sega versus Nintendo was PlayStation 1 and N64.
that it was, that it
And
was.
there, if I'm not mistaken, you and I differ.
We do, we do. I am a PlayStation guy, and to me, it was a superior console, hands down. It just was, bro.
You see, this was every lunch table, every library table, every patio. We called it spill out in
Yeah,
Ponce when I was a kid.
yep,
This was a ongoing battle. The PS1 guys, the N64 guys. When we were younger, it was obviously Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. So funny enough, you and I agree on the generation before Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis was the more superior one graphic wise.
Yes,
audio
it
wise
was.
and stuff like that.
And better games and better, and like we learned in, at least in Mortal Kombat, as we see, there was a blood code,
Well,
there were
right.
fatalities, and
Anytime there was a game that was on both platforms, the Sega one will tend to be the superior one.
correct.
Now, obviously, all the proprietary games were great to themselves. Super Mario World, awesome on Super
Yes,
Nintendo.
amazing.
That first Mario Kart was good, was iconic, and then the Sonic games were epic. Just
Yeah,
one, two, three soundtrack, everything on that. But
everything.
when it comes to I'm sorry, N64 and PlayStation, these are two completely different animals.
Yes, they
You
are.
have cartridge over here, you have
Hmm.
CD over here. The one thing that I remember everyone making a big deal about was PlayStation has cutscenes. That was one of
PlayStation.
your guys'
Yeah,
biggest thing was that PlayStation has cutscenes. Oh, we play games and we get to see like a video or stuff like that. And
but
I'm
that
just
was
like,
new at the time. You got to understand, this was unheard
and
of.
I
Like,
get it. I got that. Like I thought that was cool. Like for instance, the first game that I ever played that was a PlayStation game, but I played it on N64 was
hmm,
Resident Evil 2.
okay,
And that game to me is awesome. That's one of my favorite games. And
right,
yes, I get it. The first time I saw a cutscene, I was like, "Damn, this is pretty dope." Because we didn't need the games that we were playing on N64 didn't need cutscenes. Like weren't doing anything crazy. Mario 64 starts off. It's just a note from Peach to Mario. It's scrolling up, and it's her reading a note saying, "Come to the castle. I'm gonna bake you a cake." And
yeah.
then you just start. You're just in it, and you're playing a game. There's no videos in between. You don't have to wait. And then do you know what one of the reasons why they had so many cutscenes and so much of stuff going on?
I believe it had to do with downloading and
The
loading of
loading.
the loading of the
Right.
next part of the game.
Right. So the cutscenes, the images that would come out of that, that was just it's not scam, but that was just a way for you to be distracted while the game was loading. And 64, we didn't have to deal with that.
Right.
But anyways, we'll get it. We'll do battle now if you will. But
Sure. But let me ask you before we
go.
do battle. Correct me if I'm wrong. You probably know this history. At some point, Sony and Nintendo were going to get together and
Yeah,
create a console, but
yeah.
something happened.
So
There was a rift, so to
so
speak.
Nintendo was partnering up. They wanted to get into the disc era. They wanted to
Yes,
start making games with discs.
because Sega Saturn and Sega CD and all that stuff that
Right.
had come
And
out
just
beforehand.
the whole like just graphically and
Right.
you could put more information on a CD.
Yes.
But so they made this deal. They had a prototype already built. It was like a Sony Nintendo, a
Hmm.
Sony like Super Nintendo situation. And at the last hour, I I remember I read about this and I also saw a documentary about it. But at the last hour, Nintendo pulled out and they're like, "No, you know what? We're going another direction, and we're gonna have somebody else make our next console." I forgot what the situation. Or no, I think they said, "You know what? We're opting out. We're gonna stick with cartridge." I think that's what it was.
Right. And left Sony in the dust. And they're
Right.
like, and Sony's like, what the hell? Like,
So Sony had all this stuff made, all this stuff going on. So they're like, you know what? We'll make our own console. Now here's the thing: in order to make a game back then, Nintendo had to approve it, and they gave you like guidelines of what you could do and graphics and stuff like that. A lot of the video game companies did not like the restrictions,
of
or you
course.
had to have that seal of approval from Nintendo to to make a game. Sony was just like, "Yo, you could do whatever you want, make whatever game you want. You have a lot more space on here. The disc can hold a lot more information than
Yeah.
the cartridge can. So, whatever you guys want to do." One of the biggest companies that was with Nintendo left Nintendo to go with Sony, which was Square Enix,
Yes.
which are the people who make all the Final Fantasy games.
And we all know the Final Fantasy games, they're huge, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember I and I never finished a single Final Fantasy game, but I played them with my friends. They lent it to me. You gotta like a normal game was a single CD. Final Fantasy had like four CDs or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. That you
Yeah.
just it was like all nighter. You better be ready for this. You had to have the endurance to play this game. But it was I'm telling you, bro. That those Final Fantasy games were primo games, bro.
Yeah. Um, but
Yeah,
it's just
whatever.
no. I mean, here's the thing. So, and our buddy Chris will tell you. They would invite me over. This is PS2 era. I'm going off topic. They would invite me over n- on purpose to do something to me. So, Final Fantasy X comes out, right?
Okay.
I believe it's Final Fantasy X.
With
And I'm aware of Final Fantasy VII, how great it is, and blah blah. I played it afterwards. Final Fantasy X comes out. Our friend Paul is a Final Fantasy like freak. He loves this game.
yeah.
He invites me over and he's like, "Oh, you gotta see the graphics on this game. You gotta see the cut scenes." Okay, cool. That was a selling point to see like how good the videos look. He pops this thing in. They had a setup. Their room was it was like a thing holding the TV, and then their bed was against the wall. So I'm literally sitting like on the bed against the wall, and I'm leaning like this. He starts playing, and those type of RPGs back then, I wasn't into them. It's all that to take two steps, battle. And it's like, okay, do a magic thing. It's like, all right, whew. And then you have to wait. And then, no, I was into it.
So
Zelda,
you weren't
I
into
was
Zelda or anything like that because I was
Zelda's. No, I was into Zelda. Yeah, Zelda was my jam.
okay.
Like Ocarina of Time, I played the thing like 20 times.
Okay.
But that kind of RPG, Zelda and Final Fantasy are two different kinds of RPGs. They're not the same. Like you're rolling around, you're fighting, you're no. This thing was you hit me, I hit you. Granted, I do that in Pokemon, but I couldn't get into it. Anyways, he starts the game up. We're 2 minutes in, I'm asleep. I knock out. I have no interest. I don't care. And I'm there dead. They knew this because it had happened like twice. So they made a bet. They're like, "Yo, I bet." He's like, "Bet you I could get Roly over here, and I'll have him asleep within 5 minutes." So they invite me
Oh my
over.
god.
We sit down. He starts it up. I'm watching. Okay, I'm excited to see it. It starts with like a 5 minute video. Like that game starts with like
Yeah.
a video
I
for like
remember.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm into it. So the second he starts playing and he's walking around, shh, and then it's a fight. I'm just like, oh, here we go. And then that's it. I think after like 3 hits of them going back and forward, I was like, I'm dead. I was like, just knocked out. And then I just hear like I wake up to them laughing. I'm like, because back then as guys, uh, if you knock out first in a group of guys, you're getting
You're in
stuff done to
trouble.
you. You're
You're in
getting
trouble.
stuff painted
You're
on you, stuff put
painted
on
on
you.
you,
Yeah.
shaving
So
cream, something's
so
gonna happen to you.
I was just like the minute I was out, I heard Chris's laugh. I was like, no, what? And they're like, yo, you all right? I was like, and then Paul's just like, you like the game? It's good, right? Ah, this is the best game ever. Fuck Nintendo 64, my bro. Shut up, bro. But
Chris is a PlayStation guy. I don't think he was a 64 guy.
no. So Chris never had N64. He had PS1 and then they got the PS2 and then I got PS2 as well later on.
Right.
But he would come over
You
my
eventually
house.
you eventually came over to PS
Yeah, but I
PlayStation.
had I had both. But
You had both.
yeah, I
Okay.
came over to PS2 because at that point, just once I saw the games that were coming out for PS2, Devil May Cry and the Maddens, the schematic of playing a Madden on PlayStation just worked.
Yeah.
And it was more of because all my friends had PlayStation, and if I wanted to play with them or take my memory card and get my team or all the
Right.
stuff that you were doing, like back then Madden had like trading cards and stuff like that that you could like
Yeah.
trade amongst your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was basically it. And like for instance, I got a for Christmas the year that the PS2 came out. That Christmas, I asked my mom for a PS2. Oh, we have to see. Things are a little tight right now. They have to give you that whole little song and dance, blah blah. Right? I'm like, I know I'm getting it. Excuse me. So what happens? I go out at that time. I was running a CD business, a CD burning business, and I bought I bought myself three games. I bought Devil May Cry.
Okay.
I bought the Madden of that year, which was I believe Madden 2001,
Hmm.
and the third game I can't remember. I was so crazy excited to play Devil May Cry. I could not wait. So I told Chris, I was like, "Hey, can I just go to your house and play my game? I have my memory card. I'll just like pop it in." I beat Devil May Cry before I got my PlayStation. I beat it within like 2.5 weeks. So I was like, all right, what am I gonna do now? I get my PlayStation. I'm excited. I start playing Madden. Everything goes good. And then from there, I started building my PlayStation 2 library. But yeah, man, I beat that game. And then the next game I bought right after that was Grand Theft Auto 3,
Great game. Grand
which
Theft Auto 3 was
I was under the impression I didn't want to play. I thought that was gonna be stupid because I had played Grand Theft Auto 2. They had it, I think, on PlayStation 1.
they did. Yeah.
I played it and I was like, this is stupid. Like, it's from the top. You get into the cars. I'm just
Yeah.
like, man, screw this. But then our buddy Leo was like, yo, Grand Theft Auto 3 is not like that. This shit is crazy. So I'm like, all right, I'll buy it. So
Right.
again, I was doing very well with the CD burning business. I want to say like I was making like 230 bucks a week just selling CDs in school, and I was
Nice.
literally selling to like two schools because I went to two schools.
Nice.
So I took the bus to Best Buy and got Grand Theft Auto 3, and we were hooked. All of us were hooked from the
It was
get go.
amazing. Oh my god. I
From
think
the
that was
get go.
that was my yeah, I played Grand Theft Auto 2. I liked it. And then when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, I think that's when everybody kind of like that. I mean, this is it. This is where the obsession is waiting for. That's why we're waiting for Grand Theft Auto now to come out was because of Grand Theft Auto 3 because that was such a great game. And just out of curiosity, I pulled something up. Just this is, the PlayStation ultimately surpassed an N64 due to its larger game library, lower game prices, and superior storage capability facilitated by CD-ROMs. While 64 technically more powerful, I'll give you that,
Hmm.
introduced innovations like analog control. That was another thing that you guys came out with was
Which
the
influenced PlayStation and come out with their control.
yes, because the original PlayStation did not have the joysticks.
No.
I remember having one, and then when the joysticks came out, I was like, I want that. That's the one. That's what I want. But it was because of 64 that did it. And I'll give
Yeah.
that to them.
Now,
And
unpopular opinion, people hate the N64 controller. I thought that controller was one, a very comfortable controller in your hand, and two, revolutionary. That okay, you're playing a game that requires a D-pad, you hold it like this. You're playing a game that needs a joystick, you go in here. I love that controller so much. So I sent you a picture. I have a poster or like a canvas thing in my office
yeah,
of the N64 controller. But my bad, go to it.
like it's a very innovative controller. But when the Dual Shock came out, come on, like that was ahead of its time, right? Didn't Dual Shock come out for PS1 or PS2?
I mean, to this day, we're literally just getting updated versions of that same controller.
Exactly. And
That's
I
all
think
that.
what allowed you to with the PlayStation is and here's the thing. This is I'm going to tell you my dilemma with the 64 controller. Yes, it was cool. You wanted it, but it was like a constant switch. It was like, okay, I got to go back here. I got to go back here. And I'm like, okay. Versus PlayStation for me is like you could hold it and just use your thumbs while you're doing this, and it was very seamless to go back and forth, and that's why I loved PlayStation controller a lot better. And I
Well,
think that's a popular opinion amongst everybody.
most games that came up for the 64 were joystick driven.
Yeah,
Almost,
like
I couldn't tell you a game that you had to use the D-pad. I couldn't remember.
the only one I remember is when here's a funny enough when I got introduced to Tony Hawk, which is one of my favorite games ever. I got introduced on 64 first,
Hmm.
even though it came out way before, and I had a PlayStation. It came out way before on PlayStation. I got introduced to 64 first, and I remember all the guys in the neighborhood, Camilo, they had it. And what they would do is they go from the D pad and they would do like a special trick, that little sound
Hmm.
that you did a special trick, and they would do a backflip, but then they would go to the joystick and turn the joystick like this, and it would be like this whole crazy backflip thing. And I'm like, that's cool. I went to the PlayStation, did it, could not do it.
So
all I
that's
all I could do is
crazy that
backflip.
the N64 was your first time playing Tony Hawk. Because
It's
my
funny.
first time was PlayStation.
Yeah.
I
Like
didn't
it
play.
was
I didn't play Tony Hawk on Nintendo. I played
Yeah,
it
no,
on PlayStation.
I got introduced to it on the 64, so I gotta thank 64 for that. Like it's but when I saw, I for some reason I don't know what it was. Yes, I mean, do you agree the graphics were good on PlayStation and they were good on 64? But for some reason, I don't know what it was about PlayStation for me. It was just the graininess. I can't
Well,
pinpoint it.
okay, so here's the thing. You had the PlayStation.
Yes,
You're biased because that was your console.
it
When you got
was.
that console, the N64 wasn't out. The
Yes,
PlayStation came out in what, 93, 94?
was it 94 and 95?
I think it's somewhere between 93 and 94. So it was right after it was so the Super Nintendo came out in 91, I think.
Okay,
So I think the PlayStation came out in 93, 94. So they had 2.5 years, maybe 3 years,
94.
94. So they had
Yeah,
2 years, or 2.5 years out on the market already
yeah,
to the N64. It was basically beating out Super Nintendo and Sega.
yeah. For sure, it was.
So there was no way you're going to compete a Super Nintendo and Sega to this thing.
No,
But the 64 comes out, and first thing we got was obviously we got possibly the best Mario game that ever came out. We're going game wise. Second, this motherfucker has built in four controller capability,
something
telling us
PlayStation didn't have. Yes,
telling us that there are going to be games that four players can play. We didn't know at the time that we're gonna be doing that.
no,
So I believe the first four-player game that came out was Wave Race, if I'm not mistaken, and it was
yes,
split into four screens,
yes,
and you were just racing. Granted, Wave Race not the best looking game; it's blocky and stuff like that, but it was a pretty dope game. I think the first game that really revolutionized the four-player split screen was Star Fox.
yes. It was
When
definitely
Star
Star
Fox
Fox
came
came out.
out, man, we were
Hooked.
banging that game up and down. And then, obviously, I believe a year later, the most iconic
Four-player game.
four-player screen games
Ended
to come
friendships.
out before. There's another game, but before
Okay.
that other game, GoldenEye. That was
That was a four
most.
player. Oh, that was a four
That
player.
was most of our introduction to first-person shooters. If we weren't playing Doom on the computer
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Duke Nukem,
Yeah. I was playing. Here's the thing. I was playing. While simultaneously playing the PS3, I was playing Duke Nukem and um and Doom on the
yeah,
PC also.
yeah, my
So
my
yeah.
uncle was a huge PC guy, and he loaded up for us the Doom, Wolfenstein, and Duke Nukem, and
Yeah.
then he gave me all the cheats so you could have like God mode, unlimited this, unlimited that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So, but then once GoldenEye came out, that changed everything for first person shooters, and that
Yes.
four split screen, and that was one of my arguments. I go, you guys don't have anything that could touch GoldenEye right now. You guys don't have anything that could touch GoldenEye, and
I'll give you
GoldenEye was
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye to this day is still like referred to as one of the greatest shooters. Obviously, there's graphic issues now. You look at stuff like that, but
Yeah.
GoldenEye, we don't have GoldenEye. We have to wait maybe another 5 to 10 years before we start getting first-person shooters on consoles because people were not interested in first-person shooter on consoles. Only a PC thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it started
So
off on PC for sure. It did.
the other game that that we really used to the max, that four-player port thing, was Smash Brothers.
That was yeah. It was Smash Brothers and oh boy, and the funny thing is I play Brawlhalla on PS5 now, and
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, this is Smash Brothers straight up. This is what this is,
Hmm.
and it just brings you back to those times. You're just like, I mean, controllers were like thrown at me because I like be like it. I'm telling you, it was intense. It was really intense. I'll never like. You go to, and I didn't have a 64. We go to our friend's house in the neighborhood who had the 64, and we would have like Super Smash Parlor parties essentially. We would have those parties, and we'd stay there for 4 hours trying to play this thing,
Yeah,
bro.
dude,
Bro,
I'll tell you a
walked out.
story about Smash Brothers. That's crazy. So I was in between Coral Gables and Coral Park, and for some reason I had to be sent to another school before I could enter Coral Park. So in this school, you remember those days where they'd bring in that TV tray stand
Oh yes,
thing?
of
Okay.
course.
This school wasn't really like 100% a full-fledged school. Whatever, it is what it is. So there was this one day where you literally we had like 4 classes or 5 classes, and bro, to be honest, the teachers were just like, "Yo, as long as you're here, you come to class and you do this one assignment, you're good." It was just for kids that weren't didn't have high GPAs to get their GPAs up.
Okay.
So what happened? The entire day we were rolling this TV. Somebody brought their N64. We all brought our controllers, and we played Smash Brothers from first period to fifth period.
What the hell?
Here's what we did. If you lost, you gave up your controller, and the next person who was waiting to play, there's a bunch of guys. So
Right.
that's what we were doing. I didn't give up my controller until fifth period.
Good for you.
I did not give up my controller until fifth period. Why? Because all these guys, my character is Link. That game is about timing.
Right.
So everything you time your hits. So I was knocking these guys. There were times where like 2 guys were like, "Yo, let's get him out of here." I had so much. So I was playing this game 24/7 with my cousins, my friends. We had tournaments. Like we were just banging this thing out every possible chance we got.
I'm surprised
So
you didn't get banned, really.
that day, well, remember, there's no online. So
Yeah.
that day, we're playing and we're in fifth period, and this one guy, I forgot his name, he goes, "Yo, that's it, you're handing your controller up." I'm like, "All right, we'll see." The entire round that we were playing, it was me versus 3. Now these guys weren't great, like they've played it before, but they didn't play it to the level that I did. I would play with my cousins that were badasses in it. I
Yeah.
would play against my friends from Coral Gables. I can't remember their names right now. I mean, Hector and Carlos and Jurgen. Like these guys were just animals in this game, and we were play teams against each other. So I would play with them. These guys were nasty. So playing against these guys didn't do anything to me. On top of that, I would practice with the computer at the hardest level, 3 against me, like training, bro. Like I'm talking about, like if they had these
Like straight up
tournaments back then,
Goku style
I
training.
I I would have been in those tournaments that they have now for like Call of Duty and stuff like that, but for Smash Brothers back then.
Yeah.
So it finally took, I want to say 10 minutes before school ended, is when they finally beat me because there's only so much I could do. My eyes were getting watery because when I play Smash, I don't blink. Like I'm
Yeah.
just like this the whole time, and I might blink, but like I every time I like a round was over, I had to like just adjust. But it literally took the last like 5 minutes before class ended for them to finally beat me in Smash Bros.
Oh, what a time. What a time.
Hmm.
Those are some crazy times. And I think the other ones that caused a lot of strifes and friendships was what was it? Mario Party.
Oh yeah, dude,
Mario Party
absolutely.
was another
Again,
one that
they're optimizing that 4 controller port system.
yeah,
Now, not for anything, PlayStation did play catch up,
they
and
did.
they had that boomerang that
Yeah.
you plug it into one, and I believe it gave you access to 4 players could play it.
Yep.
But I don't think you guys
We
had
didn't have four-player games as
a lot
much
of
as you
four
guys
player
did.
games.
Yeah,
Maybe
we definitely
racing
didn't.
games, if anything.
If anything, yeah, if anything. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a battle back then. It's like you and I were Genesis people, but at some point we split, and it was
Hmm.
a crossroads, and it's like, where are you going? You know, and it was a constant, but it was a constant back and forth. PlayStation's better, have better CD. We have CD-ROMs, we have this, we have that. It's just, it's hands down a better system, and but I got to give it to 64. 64 has its moments, man.
So
I'm not gonna.
64, I feel graphically, yeah, it did have more capability graphic wise. But to me, the big seller to me is why I didn't go. I guess I was just a loyalist to. Funny enough, I had a Sega. I was just a loyalist to Nintendo
Right.
because Mario. All right, so I used to go. This is the part I really wanted to say. I just remembered it now. I would go to Best Buy. Sorry,
It's okay.
I would go to Best Buy on Bird Road,
Okay.
and I don't know if you remember this. Best Buy had a Nintendo 64 setup where it was a bunch of TVs put
Yes.
together that made one screen, and you
Yes.
could play Mario 64 on it.
I remember. I remember
And
that vividly.
and there used to be a line when parents would go in there, and all the kids would just go and line up. Whoever kid was there playing was there, and that kid, wherever kid was on there, they weren't leaving until their parents came to drag them. So
Yeah.
you go there and you're just hoping, oh please let this kid finish, let him
Yep.
die, or his parents call him because, and then but we're all just there breaking neck. We're all just like,
Yeah. And it was, I think it was Best Buy the way the first ones that did that, because
yeah.
then you got
Well,
Walmart did it,
no,
Target
no.
did it,
So it wasn't just a one TV on the top. They
right?
had all like a bunch of CRTs put together that
Making
made
one.
one image, and you could see it from the entrance of the store.
Got
That
it.
thing was so like that thing is ingrained in my head, and I've tried finding videos and pictures of it. I found like two searching for that type of
Okay.
image. But that to me, so when I saw that, and that Mario 64 sold me because I had considered getting a PlayStation, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll get the PlayStation. But that Mario 64 sold me. And then from there, it was just Mario 64, Mario Kart, Star Fox, GoldenEye,
Yeah.
Smash Brothers. Like the list goes on and on and on. I was like, bro, these games are sick. Again, now I am a Superman guy. Superman's my thing. The worst Superman game ever.